Hello everyone! In this lesson, we will learn how to determine the properties of the parabola given its equation. So yung hahanapin natin dito ay yung vertex, focus, directrix, axis of symmetry, and the endpoints of Lattus rectum. Pero bago yan, let us first recall the standard equations ng parabola. As you can see here, the standard equation of the parabola depends on its orientation. And since meron tayong apat na orientation dito, meron rin tayong apat na forms ng standard equation. Okay, you can also see here that when your x minus h ang nakasquare, yan, the parabola either opens upward or downward. If yung y minus k naman yung nakasquare, either the parabola opens to the right or to the left. Okay? Now, if we try to expand these two equations here, we can form another type of the equation ng parabola. And that is what we call the general equation of the parabola. So, expanding the first two equations above, we will have this one. Okay? So, this is the first form of the general equation ng parabola. This is for the upward and downward orientation. As you can see, si x yung naka-square. Yan. Okay? Here, your a and b must not be 0 kasi walang mabubuong parabola if magiging 0 ang values nila. Now, if we try naman to expand these two equations here, okay, for the parabola that opens to the right or to the left, we have this form. Okay, so this is the second form of the general equation. Dito, si y naman yung naka-square. Okay? Yung b natin dito at yung c must not be 0 kasi the same reason, walang parabolang mabubuo. Okay? Now, let's consider this table. This table presents the formulas on how to find the properties of the parabola. So, meron tayong formula for the vertex, focus, directrix, axis of symmetry, and the endpoints of the latus rectum. As you can see, yung mga formula nila nag-i-involve ng values ng h, k, and c. So, therefore, we need these values para malaman natin yung mga properties ng parabola. Saan ba makikita itong mga values na to? We can see the values of h, k, and c sa standard equation ng parabola. You can see there, h, k, and c. Therefore, if your equation is written in standard form, we can easily identify the values of h, k, and c. Okay? I know medyo maraming formulas na kailangang i-memorize, but mamaya we will try, okay, to have another technique para hindi na kailangang mag-memorize ng mga formulas dito. Okay, so this will be just our guide, pero mamaya we will have another technique, okay, para mag-solve ng mga properties ng parabola. Okay, so here we have this problem. So what we are going to do is to identify the vertex, focus, directrix, axis of symmetry, and endpoints of the latus rectum of the parabola with the given equations in each item. So we have here three equations. So what we're going to do is to identify the properties. After that, we are going to sketch the graph of these equations indicating the points and the lines. Okay, but before that, I want you to try muna this problem. Okay, you solve in your paper there. And if you are done answering, then you can continue watching and check if you got it right. Okay? So let's have problem number 1. So we have here x squared plus 6x plus 8y equal to 7. As you can recall sa standard equation ng parabola kanina, di ba yung nasa left side ng equation ay perfect square? Tama? Yung nasa left side ay perfect square and the rest nasa right side na. So therefore, what we are going to do is to isolate yung naka-square sa left side at ilagay yung iba sa right side. So we will identify here kung sino yung naka-square. Dito, ang naka-square ay si x. Tama? So, we will group all terms with x sa left. I-isolate natin siya sa left, and the rest ilalagay natin sa right side. Then, after that, we will complete the square. Okay, so gagamit tayo ng completing the square na method. Okay, so here for the solution, we have, okay, there. So, we will isolate x squared plus 6x sa left side ng equation. And we have, from positive 8y, magiging negative 8y na siya, plus 7. Okay? Then after that, we will complete the square. So, completing the square, we will just add something here. Right? So, add ka dito. Yan. Equal to negative 8y plus 7. Whatever you added sa left side, you should add that one sa right side para hindi ma-change yung equation. Okay? Now, what is now the number that should be added here para makakabuo tayo ng perfect square trinomial? So, ang gagawin lang natin is kunin nyo yung coefficient ng middle term. So, we have here positive 6, right? So, positive 6, i-divide natin ng 2. So, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then, squaring 3, okay, square natin yung result. So, squaring 3, that is 9. So, si 9 na ngayon yung i-add natin dito. So, you will add 9 both sides. Okay? So, by that, we have now obtained a perfect square trinomial. Okay? Kasi perfect square na to, so we can express this one in factored form. So, yung factored form nito will be x plus 3 square. Okay, so this is now the factored form. Ayan. Okay, so equal to, we have negative 8y plus 16. By the way, saan ba galing tong plus 3? Para hindi na tayo kailangang mag-solve. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, kunin nyo yung result ng 6 divide by 2. So, yung pag-divide nyo kay 6 ng 2, whatever the result there, siya yung ilalagay nyo dito. Okay, so you have x plus 3 quantity square equal to negative 8y plus 16. Then after that, as you can see in the standard equation kanina, sa right side naman, si 4c, factor siya, right? So, you need to have a factor sa right-hand side ng equation. So, in this case, itong negative 8, dapat nasa labas siya. Okay, so we will factor out negative 8. So, we will have x plus 3 quantity square equal to negative 8 times we have y na lang. 16 divided by negative 8 is negative 2. Okay, so therefore, we have now this standard equation, and it is of the form x minus h quantity square equal to negative 4c, kasi negative yan, times the quantity y minus k. So from that, we can now identify the orientation of our parabola. So the orientation, it opens. Since si x minus h yung naka-square, so either upward or downward siya. But since we have negative 4c here, so it opens downward. Okay, so this is our orientation. Okay, next, we can identify now the values of h and k. So yung h and k natin nandito. So this is your h, this is your k. Okay, so for the vertex, okay, so for the vertex, we have HK. So, HK, that is equal to, we will just negate the values here. So, positive 3 yan. So, magiging negative 3. And negative 2 ito. So, you have positive 2. Okay, so that's it. Now, for the focus, we need the value of C, right? But from the equation, we can easily identify the value of C. What we're going to do is, i-equate lang natin tong 8 dito, negative 8, at itong negative 4c. Kasi yung negative 4c dyan, negative 8 lang yung value niya, right? So therefore, equating the two equations, we have here, okay, negative 4c equal to negative 8. Okay? Dividing both sides by negative 4, so we have c equal to 2. By the way, your c is always positive kasi siya yung length from the vertex to the focus, the focal length. So it is always positive kasi length siya or distance siya. Okay, so you have a c here na 2. Now, ang sabi ko kanina, we will try to have a technique na hindi gagamit ng formula sa table na pinakita ko kanina, right? So what we are going to do here para we can identify now the formula. So ang gagawin natin is to plot the points on the Cartesian plane. So parang magra-graph na tayo. Okay? So here, our vertex is negative 3, 2. So negative 3, 2 is here. So this is our vertex. It has the coordinates negative 3, 2. Now, since the parabola is opening downward, therefore, yung focus natin ay nasa baba ng vertex. Kasi, yung focus parating nasa loob ng opening ng parabola, right? So, therefore, here, si focus makikita natin sa baba ng vertex. And what is the distance? We have our C here na equal to 2. So, therefore, the focus is 2 units below the vertex. So, count tayo ng 2 units. So, this is, the interval here is by 2. Therefore, your focus is located here. So, this is our focus now. Now, from that one, so, nag-iba yung position ng point, right? And doon tayo sa y nag-change. Yung x, the same pa rin siya, right? So, yung y ang nag-change. So, what we are going to do, since it moves downward, so magma-minus tayo. Okay? Galing kay vertex. So, yung formula na natin ngayon is, we have h. So, hindi nag-change yung x coordinate natin. Si k ang nag-change, yung y coordinate, right? So, from k, we will subtract yung value ng c, right? Kasi it moves c units below the vertex. So, you have h, k minus c. And this is equal to negative 3, nandun sa vertex. Then, k is 2 minus our c is 2. And this is now equal to negative 3, 0. And as you can see in the plane, it is really negative 3, 0. Okay, so you don't really need to memorize the formulas na na-present kanina. Okay, next, yung directrix naman, it is aligned, right? So, it is aligned, opposite siya sa focus. So, kung pababa yung focus, yung directrix naman natin, nasa taas. Okay, the same yung distance from the vertex. So, since we have c units above the vertex, so we will add, right? We will add sa y-coordinate ng vertex ng c. And what is our c? We have 2. So, nandito yung directrix natin. So, it is an imaginary line. Okay, so this is now our directrix. There. So, it has now the equation. So, horizontal yan. So, you have y equal to, sino yung nag-change? Yung y-coordinate. And what is our y-coordinate? That is k. K sa vertex. Then, since it moves upward, so we will add c. Ayon. So, we have now the formula. So, we have y equal to, our k is 2 plus our c is 2. So, you have 4. So, your equation now is y equal to 4. Okay, so ilagay lang natin doon. Okay, ito na lang, y equal to. Ayan. Okay. Next, for the axis of symmetry naman. So, madali lang ma-identify yung axis of symmetry because it is a line that passes through the vertex and the focus. So this is our vertex, this is our focus. So your axis of symmetry is this one. Okay, so we have that axis of symmetry. And that is just x equal to the x coordinate. So what is our x coordinate? That is negative 3. So we have x equal to negative 3. And that is our h, right? So we have here the formula for the axis of symmetry, x equal to h, and that is x equal to negative 3. There. Then last is the endpoints of the latus rectum. Take note that our parabola opens downward. So therefore, yung endpoints ng latus rectum nasa right side and nasa left side ng focus. Kasi yung latus rectum dumadaan sa focus, right? And take note that the length of the latus rectum is 4c. So meaning, and yung focus naman natin nasa gitna ng latus rectum. So meaning, from the focus to one endpoint of the latus rectum, that is just 2c, right? And from the focus to another endpoint ng latus rectum is also 2c. Para yung kabuuan is 4c, right? So therefore, we will now have this formula. So mag-a-add tayo ng 2c sa left and right ng focus. Ano ba yung c natin? We have 2, right? So add tayo ng 2 times 2. Okay? Kasi 2c, 2 times 2, that is 4. So count ka ng 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So nandito yung endpoint. Okay? So you added 2c. Here also, add ka ng 2c. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ito. So, these are the endpoints of your latus rectum. So, what is now the formula? So, sino ba yung nag-change dito? So, nag-move siya to the right and to the left. So, yung x-coordinate naman natin yung nag-change. So, for the first endpoint, okay, suppose E sub 1 siya. So, from the focus, ang formula sa focus is h, k minus c, right? And since nag-change yung x-coordinate natin, so we have h, so we will add, okay, add 2c sa h, right? And we will, ang y-coordinate naman ng focus ay hindi nag-change, so you have k minus c. Ayan. Okay? So from that, we will now have our h is negative 3 there, plus 2 times our c is also 2. Our k is 2 minus 2. Okay, so you have now negative 3 plus 4. So that is 1, 0. So we have here, indeed, 1, 0. Okay, so yun. So you don't really need to memorize the formulas. Okay? For the second endpoint naman, so you have h. So dito, nag-add ka sa kabila. Sa kabila naman, magma-minus tayo kasi nasa left siya. So minus 2c. 2c yung dinidak natin. Then you have k minus c. So we have h is negative 3 minus 2 times 2. And you have 2 minus 2. There. And we have now negative 3 minus 4, that is negative 7, 0. So this is indeed negative 7, 0. So our parabola looks like this one. There. So actually, we have already sketched the graph of the parabola. So let's try to check if tama yung mga formulas natin for the vertex hk. So iyan. hk minus c sa focus. So we have this one, tama. Y equal to k plus c. So tama siya. Axis of symmetry is x equal to h. And for the endpoints of the latus rectum, so tama sila. So yon. So, di ba? Hindi na natin kailangang i-memorize yung mga formulas. Okay? So let's proceed naman sa graph nito. If we're going to use the Desmos, so ito yung graph ng parabola. So what you are going to do, i-type nyo lang yung equation, yung vertex, focus, directrix, axis of symmetry, and the endpoints of the latus rectum sa Desmos. Then, lalabas itong graph na ito. Okay? Now, let's proceed to problem number 2. So we have here 2y squared plus 16y minus 8x plus 40 equal to 0. The same pa rin yung process na gagawin natin. Since si y yung naka-square, so isolate natin yung mga terms with y. Okay? So for the solution, so we have 2y squared plus 16y equal to, so yung iba naman ilagay natin sa right hand side. So from negative 8x magiging 8x siya, positive. Positive 40 magiging negative 40 siya. Yon. Now, here we cannot complete the square pa because the leading coefficient is not 1. So we need to factor out 2 muna. So factor out natin si 2. So you have y squared plus 16 divided by 2 is 8y. There. You have 8x minus 40. Okay. Then after that, we can now complete the square. So you have 2 times y squared plus 8y plus we need something here. Add tayo dyan. Equal to 8x minus 40 plus add tayo dito. So here, to complete the square, kunin natin yung coefficient ng middle term. So you have positive 8 here. Positive 8 divided by 2, that is 4. Then squaring it, you have 16. So therefore, okay, therefore we will add 16 here. There. Okay? So, sa right side naman, take note, everything here sa left is multiplied by 2. Meron tayong multiplier dito na 2. So, you are not really just adding 16, but you are adding 2 times 16. Kasi lahat ng terms na nasa loob ng parenthesis is multiplied by 2. So, we will add 2 times 16 here. Okay? So from that, we will now have the factored form nito, that is 2 times y. So after dividing by 2 kang 8, so ang answer is 4. So you have y plus 4 square equal to 8x. Negative 40 plus 32 is negative 8. There. Next, we will factor out 8x, factor out 8, kagaya kanina. So, we will now have 2 times y plus 4 square equal to 8 times x na lang. Negative 8 divided by 8, that is minus 1, negative 1. There. Now, kailangan 1 yung coefficient dito sa left side. So, dapat mawala yung 2. So, what we're going to do is to divide everything here by 2, divided by 2. So, what's left now is y plus 4 square equal to 4 times x minus 1. There. So, we have now a standard form. And the standard form natin dito is of the form y minus a quantity square equal to, since positive, so you have positive 4c x minus a. So we can now identify our h. So our h is here. Our k is here. Okay? We need also the value of c. So we will equate yung 4c at c4. So we have 4c equal to 4. Okay? So therefore your c is equal to 1. Okay? So we have now our h, k, and c. Okay? So we have now our orientation. The orientation, since y yung naka-square, so it is either to the right or to the left. But since positive si 4c, so we have here, it opens to the right. There. Okay, yan. Next, for the vertex, that is just hk, right? So hk. Our h is, since minus 1 yan, so positive 1. Our k is, since plus 4 yan, magiging negative 4 dito. There. Next, for the focus naman, so that is just para malaman natin yung formula niya. So we will first plot muna the point, the vertex sa Cartesian plane. So we have 1, negative 4. 1, negative 4 is here. Yun. Okay, so 1, negative 4 nandyan. Next, the focus is, since this parabola opens to the right, so yung focus nasa right ng vertex, right? And since our C is 1, so that is 1 unit to the right of the vertex. So we have now, our vertex pala is 1, negative 4. So our focus is this one. That is 1 unit to the right of the vertex. So we have our focus here. So ang nag-change dito ay yung x coordinate. So we have from the vertex, we have h. So since it moves to the right, so mag-a-add tayo ng c dito. Okay? Then comma, we have k. So therefore, our focus now is our h is 1 plus our c is 1 and our k is negative 4. So we have 2, negative 4. So this is now our focus. There. Okay? Next for the, what do you call this one? The Directrix. So since nasa right yung focus, yung Directrix naman nasa left. So we will subtract C units sa vertex, right? So in this case, since si X yung nag-change, so you have X equal to H. So subtract tayo ng C. So we have X equal to H is 1 minus 1. So we have X equal to 0. And actually, that is just our y-axis, right? So that is our directrix. Okay. Next naman ay yung axis of symmetry. So we have here yung horizontal line. Okay, so this is now our axis of symmetry. There. So this is just y equal to negative 4. And that is y equal to yung k ng vertex, right? So you have y equal to negative 4. Now, for the endpoints of the Lattus rectum, okay, so since it is opening to the right, so yung endpoints ng Lattus rectum nasa taas or nasa baba ng focus, right? So since 2c yung length from the focus to one endpoint, so therefore we will add 2c here. Okay? And since our c is 1, so you will add 2 times 1, so 2 units above and below the focus. Okay? So, if above and below, so yung mag-change natin ay yung y-coordinate lang. So, we will just have the first endpoint is 1, that is equal to, yung x-coordinate ng focus hindi nag-change, so you have h plus c pa rin. And yung y-coordinate yung nag-change. So, we will add and subtract 2c there. So, you have plus 2c. Right? So, we have now h plus c is 1 plus 1. K natin sa focus, o sa vertex is negative 4. Ayan. Or the focus also, K ng focus is negative 4. Then we have plus 2 times our C is 1. Ayan. So we have now 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. So we have this point. Ayan. 2 units above the focus. That is 2, negative 2. Okay, the second one naman, so from, if nag-add tayo ng 2c sa taas, mag-a-add naman tayo na, subtract naman tayo ng 2c para sa baba naman. Okay, so we have e sub 2 equal to h plus c pa rin, then k minus 2c na siya. Right? So we have h plus c, 1 plus 1, k is negative 4 minus 2 times our c is 1. There. So we have 2, negative 4 minus 2, that is negative 6. So, nasa baba siya. So, hindi na siya nakikita. So, nandun na siya sa baba. Okay? So, we have now this parabola. Okay? So, nasa baba yung negative, 2, negative 6. Okay? Now, if we want to check if tama yung mga formulas natin, so nandito siya. So, h plus ck. So, tama yung vertex. hk yung vertex is hk. Yung focus is h plus ck. So, tama. X equal to h minus c yung directrix. Y equal to k yung axis of symmetry. And we have this 2 for the endpoints ng Lattus rectum. So, tama lahat. Okay? So, if we are going to plot the points sa desmos. So we have this parabola. So yun. We have the equation, vertex, focus, directrix, axis of symmetry, and the endpoints. There. Now let's have the last problem. So the last problem is this one, 16x squared plus 72x minus 112y equal to negative 221. So the same pa rin yung gagawin natin. So I think na ma-master nyo na siguro. So we will take yung naka-square. So we have 16x squared plus 72x equal to, from negative, magiging positive 112y minus 221. Okay. Next, we will factor out 16, kagaya kanina. So, factor out natin si 16 para makakompleting the square na tayo mamaya. So, you have 6x squared na dito. Plus 72 divided by 16 is 9 over 2x, right? Equal to 112y minus 221. Okay, next we can now complete the square. So 16 times x squared plus 9 over 2 plus, we need to add something here, equal to 112y minus 221, and we will add something here. Okay, so from that, 9 halves x pala ito. Okay, so we will take yung 9 halves, divide it by 2, so you have 9 over 4, right? Then squaring 9 over 4, you have 81 over 16. So we added 81 over 16. Since may multiplier tayo dito, so we will add sa right side 16 times 81 over 16. So there. Then after that, factored form nito, we have 16 times x plus 9 over 4 yung result after dividing by 2 kanina. This is 112y. So 16 times this one, cancel si 16. Negative 221 plus 81, that is negative 140. Yun. So factor out natin si 112. So we have 16 times x plus 9 over 4. Quantity square. We have 112 times y minus 140 divided by 112 is just 5 over 4. Okay, so lowest term na yan. Then, we need to eliminate 16. So, we divide everything by 16 here. Also, this one. So, we have x plus 9 over 4. Quantity square equal to 112 divided by 16 is 7. Y minus 5 over 4. There. So we have now this standard equation, and the form is x minus h quantity square equal to 4c y minus k. There. So we have now our h and our k. Now to solve for c, equate natin tong 4c at ang 7. So we have 4c equal to 7. Therefore, our c is equal to 7 over 4. Okay? So we can now identify the properties. First, the orientation. So the orientation, it opens. Okay, si x yung naka-square and we have positive 4c, so it opens upward. There. Okay? Next, the vertex is yung hk. So we have hk here. And that is equal to, our h is, so since positive 9 plus 9/4 yan, magiging negative 9 over 4. And since negative 5/4 yan, magiging positive 5/4 dito. Ayun. So we will plot the point, the vertex sa Cartesian plane. So we have negative 9 over 4. That is just negative 2 and 1/4, right? So negative 2 and 1/4. So somewhat nandito, right? And our k is 5/4. That is 1 and 1/4. So nandito yan. Ayan. So this is now our vertex. So the vertex has the coordinates negative 9 over 4, 5/4. There. Okay? Now, since it opens upward, your focus now is C units above the vertex. So we will add sa y coordinate ng C, right? So we will add C sa Y coordinate. So you have H, then K plus C. There. Okay? So we have now H is negative 9 over 4, comma, 5 fourths, plus our C is 7 over 4. And this is equal to negative 9 over 4, comma, 5 plus 7 is 12 divided by 4, that is 3. So our focus is negative 9 over 4, 3. So nandito siya. Okay? So this is our focus, negative 9 over 4, 3. There. So we're done with the focus. Directrix naman tayo. So kung nag-add tayo ng C kang K, sa focus, magma-minus naman tayo sa directrix kasi opposite sila, right? So you have Y equal to K minus C. So we have Y equal to K is 5 fourths minus C is 7 fourths. So you have Y equal to 5 minus 7 is negative 2 over 4, or that is just negative 1 half. So this is our line, negative 1 half. Y equal to negative 1 half. There. Okay? So this is Y equal to negative 1 half. Okay? Now for the axis of symmetry, so it is vertical. It passes through the vertex and the focus. So we have this one. So this is our axis of symmetry, and that is just x equal to h, and that is negative 9 over 4. So we have x equal to h. So you have x equal to negative 9 over 4. Okay? For the endpoints naman ng latus rectum, so since it opens upward, so nasa left and right side yung endpoints ng latus rectum. So we will add 2c there. Okay? So we will add 2 times 7 over 4. Okay? So from that, we have E sub 1. So since nasa left and sa right side siya, so we will add sa x-coordinate ng focus. So mag-a-add tayo ng 2c or magma-minus ng 2c. Okay? So sino ba yon? That is negative 9 over 4, or yung h natin dito. So h plus 2c, right? Then you have the same lang yung y coordinate. So you have k plus c. So we have now negative 9 over 4 plus 2 times 7 over 4. There. K is 5 over 4 plus 7 over 4. So from that, we have negative 9 over 4. Ito is 14 over 4. So negative 9 plus 14, that is 5 over 4. Right? So negative 9 plus 14. Oh, that's right. And 5 plus 7 is 12 divided by 4. So you have 5 over 4, 3. Okay, so 5 over 4, 3. 5 over 4 is 1 and 1/4. So this one, 3. So nandito yung E sub 1. Okay, yan. Now, E sub 2 naman, yung second endpoint. So nag-plus tayo. So dito magma-minus naman tayo ng 2c. K plus c. There. So we have negative 9 over 4 minus 2 times 7 over 4, comma 5 over 4 plus 7 over 4. So we have negative 9 minus 14, that is negative 23. 23 over 4, comma 3. Okay? Negative 23 over 4 is negative 5 and 3/4. So, negative 5, 3/4. So, here. So, somewhere here yung ating E sub 2. Okay? So, from that, we can now sketch the graph. So, it opens upward. So, we have that parabola. Okay, so checking if tama yung mga formulas. Vertex is HK, tama. HK plus C yung focus. Y equal to K minus C yung directrix. X equal to H, and you have H plus minus 2CK plus C. So, tama lahat. Okay? So, therefore, we have this parabola. And, putting this information sa Desmos, we have this graph. So we have this graph of the parabola. We have the equation, the vertex, focus, directrix, axis of symmetry, and the endpoints nasa baba. So we have now this parabola. Okay, so that ends our solving. So we have already answered all the three equations. So we have provided the properties already. So I hope you have learned something here. Thank you for watching.